But I gotta tell you, I have to tell you, I am sad to say that there are a lot of you who carry the blood of cowards. That's gonna be a rough one to swallow. That's gonna be a hard one to take. But we just have to be honest about this. There are a lot of you who are carrying in your veins the blood of cowards. You had people with no scruples. You are the reincarnation of people with no principles, no soul, no courage, no strength. They would not carry a burden. They could not carry a burden because cowards do not carry burdens. I just have to keep this all the way real with you. All the way real. A lot of you here listening are the reincarnation of cowards. The reincarnation of them. I've told you all before that when we left the plantations, we didn't get to filter out the traitors. And while many of us carried on the legacy of Nat Turner and Denmark VC, the bedwenches and the bedbucks and the Sambos, they taught their children that life on the plantation was good, that everything was.
I'd like to give all glory and honor to the Most High. Now this one, today we're going to be, addressing the so-called, black community. And, like he said, we got a lot of cowards and we got a lot of traitors in the community, man. And, it's nothing new under the sun, you know what I mean? It's nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? That spirit of Judas is still out here, and we see it a lot in our community, man. And I know that we under the curses of Deuteronomy 28, but it's people like you know what I mean, like these sellout niggas out here that make it a lot tougher on us, man. To be honest with you. And I'm bringing this up. I made this little chart because a lot of people like to say you could tell who the Israelites are by looking at them. And of course, yeah, we know what the phenotype of Israel looks like. You know what I mean? Or the so-called Negroes. The true biblical Hebrews. But you can't. You got to test the spirit, man. You got to test the spirit first, and that's what the Most High says to do, because everybody that look like us is not necessarily of the fold. And you see, Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, man. And the Most High, the Israelites came through the lineage of Shem. Not Ham, not Japheth. And you got Abraham. Abraham had 10 sons, man. And I have them right here. But that blessing only went through Isaac, man. And then through Jacob, and then through his sons, Judah, Levi, Benjamin, and so forth. The rest of his sons. And it didn't go to Ishmael, and it didn't go to any of the 6 sons that he had with Keturah. It didn't go to none of them niggas. It didn't go to Esau, of course. It didn't go to any of them. And and this is why you're gonna have a lot of people that look like us. You know what I mean? Because that's still Abraham's seed. You're gonna have a lot of people that look like us, but they're not of the fold. You know what I mean? The blessing didn't go through them, man. That's why you have to test the spirit, man. Hence why you have a lot of these. Of course, we have a lot of Israelites out here that sellouts too. You know what I mean? But that's of the fold. But the enemy knows this, man. He knows this, and and this is why, like I said, you have to test the spirit, because you have a lot of niggas that look just like us, man, but they're not of the fold, man. And we like to talk a lot about Esau and what he did, and his soul, his birthright. You know, but you got a lot of Israelites that's just as bad as Esau. You know, what I mean, I'm keeping it 100. Real talk. You know, and a lot of these guys, you know, that's so-called Sambos and coons. I mean, they're nothing but glorified slave, man. That's what you are. They're glorified slaves. I mean, and they're working hard to get that butter biscuit, you know, from their masters. And I mean, you guys are not going to be promoted or nothing like that. You guys are not going to be promoted to the higher echelon of their ranks, man. You guys not going to be promoted to the higher echelon of their ranks, man. You know? And, you know, hold on, we're going to get into this clip first. I mean, we're going to get into this clip before I start some more.
If a black person has a tendency to show stupidity or silliness, that black person, the white supremacists immediately will seize up on them and say, this person doesn't show any signs of being serious about anything. So these are the black people that we want to become more and more prominent. And we will feed into their silliness. Anything stupid that they come up with or we come up with for them, we will glorify it. As long as it's stupid and silly. Anything that's serious and constructive, we don't want them to be logical. We don't want them to tap into that. No, we don't want those type of non-white people to get out from under our surveillance. You watch them very closely. It's like that dangerous black person on the plantation who's always going around trying to read something or trying to figure things out, asking questions, trying to figure out how the plantation is run. That is a dangerous Negro on this plantation. Sell him down the river or give him a good whipping and stop him from being curious about serious things. Keep him in the silly mode. That is the category that black people are always supposed to be.
Silly mode, man. Like you said, we constantly in silly mode. And, you know, the people, anybody that's, you know what I mean, trying to critically think and wake the masses up, you know, they don't want nobody like that around, you know. And the people that, you know, they promote and they put in front of us, you know what I mean, oh yeah, some of them might be conscious too, but they're still, you know what I mean, playing both sides of the fence, man, you know. And we're constantly in silly mode. And this is the same stiff-necked people that the Most High was talking about, man. You know what I mean? I mean, for example, when the Israelites left Egypt and they were in the wilderness, you had a bunch of niggas complaining about, you know what I mean? you had a bunch of niggas talking about, Israelites talking about they want to go back to Egypt. You know what I mean? They want to go back to Egypt, man. Because, I mean, and you got to remember, like, man, the Most High started sifting those people out when they went into the wilderness, man. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of people that wasn't worthy to even come. But, you know, the Most High, you know what I mean, he's fair and just. He saved Israel anyway, man. You know, he saved them. They all came. They all tagged along. But when they got into that wilderness, the Most High started sifting them out. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? And that's why he kept them in the wilderness for 40 years. You know, because he's going to test you guys, man. He's going to test us. I mean, you're not making it in the kingdom without being tested. And that's what was happening in the wilderness. They started being tested. And remember what that guy said in the beginning. Cowards don't bear burdens, man. So, I mean, when that burden started getting heavy in the wilderness, they couldn't take it no more. And they wanted to go back into Egypt to be under their oppressors, man. And it's the same, it's nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing that's going on right now. You got a lot of people that's more comfortable living under their oppressors, I mean, than wanting to branch out and do their own thing. You know what I mean? Even when we was on the plantation, you had the house niggas. You know what I mean? It's a lot. Believe me, it's a lot of niggas that didn't want to leave that plantation because they had high positions in there. They put them. I mean, their master gave them a little power, and put them over, a few niggas, and they felt like they were. You know what I mean? Oh, I got a little power. I'm powerful. You know what I mean? Look, I'm in control of this. I'm in control of these guys. Oh, the master likes me. You know what I mean? Get the hell out of here. It's the same thing you got going on today, man. You give them a little power, and they feel special. But like I said, you guys will never be accepted into the, you know what I mean, the realms of these guys' circles. And I'm not talking about, you know what I mean, these lower echelon guys. I'm talking about these higher echelon guys, man. You never will be. I mean, like I said, you're just a glorified slave, man, with a little bit of money. You know. Oh man, like you said, you had a lot of traders in, you know what I mean, on that plantation, man. You even when you read the Apocrypha in the Book of the Maccabees, had a lot of sellout Israelites back in there too, man. That wanted to you know what I mean, align themselves with the Grecians and get higher and obtain higher positions as priests to rule over their people, man. To rule over the Israelites, you know what I mean? But they working for the Grecians, man. Doing wickedness. That spirit of Judas is in us, man. I mean, or it's in a lot of people, I would say, man. But yeah, man, I just wanted to make this one. I ain't making this one too long. I just wanted to show you, like, yo, man, test the spirit, man. Test the spirit. Because like I said, Abraham had 10 sons, but that blessing only went through Isaac, man, and then Jacob. So all praises to the Most High for that, man. All praises to the Most High for that. Man. So we'll end this here, man. You know, and the Most High is gonna do, you know, the sifting again, just like in the wilderness, man. You know what he did right then and there was to separated the wheats and the tares in the wilderness. You know, that's what he did. You know, and the same thing is going to happen again. You know, because you know, cowards don't bear burdens, man. They always look for a way out. You know, that's why, you know, they said when Harriet Tubman, you know, she when she was rescuing these slaves, you know what I mean, and they got to a certain point in the journey and they got scared and they wanted to turn back around, she would shoot them. She would kill them. Like, because, you know, she couldn't risk them, you know, going back because it would have ruined the entire operation. So that, you know, it's the same thing that Most High did. You know, he sifted those guys out because, you know, once they got into the promised land, you know, they were gonna, I mean, they were gonna corrupt it if they got in there, man. You know, and you know, that's it. So all praises to the Most High, man. Hopefully this wasn't too long. So I'm gonna hope, man.